Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's good to see everybody again. I've took a couple of weeks off, having a little back trouble again, so we're back at it today in the bathroom. I finally got a delivery on something, so let me show y'all what it is and what we're going to be doing today. Ta-da! We finally got this bathtub delivered. And holy moly, what an issue we had with this thing. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what's going on here. The reason it took so long to get this, or we had kind of issues getting it, we had to special order it. This is only a 48-inch bathtub. The reason we had to do that was because of the washer and dryer, because it took up so much of our space here, because you can see where our old bathtub came to. So to fit this washer and dryer, hopefully y'all remember in some of the videos past, I had to move everything down, take the wall out that was here. And the reason I've been waiting on this tub is because I didn't want to frame my wall and the measurements be a little bit off with this. So that's why I waited on it to come in. So now you can see where our wall will be here. That will hold our plumbing. And that'll give us several inches between it and our washer and dryer. So all that's set up. Now, I tore all of this spray foam insulation out just because it was really... It wasn't the spray foam that was done when the house was built. This had been torn out and actually resprayed. You can see, like here, it's kind of a different color. So I think what they had done is done some work here and then just resprayed it with cans. So that's all going to be fixed back. And you can even see where there was no insulation in this corner. Like it just went to the edge of this 2x4. So my plan going forward, so I think I have it laid out on the floor here. I have a mark right here that says sheetrock. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to level the bathtub and kind of get it pretty much where it's going to be. And then I'm going to measure 48 inches back and cut that sheetrock out. The reason I'm going to be doing that is because I have waterproof sheetrock or water resistant. I really don't know what it is, but there's going to be a whole sheet going here of waterproof sheetrock. There's going to be waterproof sheetrock on the ceiling above the bathtub and shower. And then I'm going to be replacing this dry box, but with my dryer receptacle here. My wife wants me to move it kind of not up this high. So if my electrical comes in from the ceiling, I may not be able to move it. But if I can move it, I may. But anyhow, I've got to replace this dry box, or I'm going to. So there will be waterproof sheetrock that I will be cutting back. And just kind of doing that. There'll be waterproof sheetrock on this wall. So what I'm trying to do is just kind of show everybody what I'm doing, because this video may not be long. It may be sped up. You don't really know. So hopefully that gave you a little bit of an idea on where I'm at, where I'm headed. This project has definitely went from like a month long to we're already like 3 months into it now. So we're ready to get this bathroom done. I'm really glad we got the bathtub in. That was a big headache. So let's get to doing some work. We're going to go where I am going to go real slow, because I don't want to hurt myself any more than I already am. So basically what we're going to be doing in this episode, I'm going to be getting this piece of sheetrock out, this piece of sheetrock out, or to my measurements. But the first thing I have to do is level this bathtub up. So let's get to doing that. All right, so leveling the tub or getting my initial stuff started, what I'm doing is finding the lowest point of these legs and bringing the little threaded foot out that far, or to the same length, which was about 1.25 inches. And then I was holding my straight edge on it, like this one looks really good. It's straight, like all the way down. So we get to this one, our other one, and our middle leg or foot, and our top one is right. But check this bad boy out. We are way off. And that threaded part is really tight in that fiberglass. And I don't know if it's bottoming out on something or what, but I don't want to over tighten it and bust the bathtub. So I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit. Now, what I do think has happened, in my opinion, is that the nut that this screws into is kind of cocked sideways a little bit. So instead of our bolt being straight, it's kind of off like this. So we're coming out at an angle, or that's what it looks like to me. So I'm gonna flip the tub back over and get back to leveling it and see if this helped any. Well, we are getting bad close. So what I did actually helped setting those legs the way I did, like all kind of at the same height. You can see we're really close on our level front to back. So I guess if you really think about it, if I set it perfectly level, we're about 1/4 inch low. So I'll be able to adjust that with my front legs. Check this out. On the back, we're dead on. And on the front, we are off. I mean, technically that would be considered level, but we're off. Be on the back side. Maybe an 1/8, 1/16, something real short. So what that tells me I need to do is, judging by this picture, and if I raise my level up to level, we need roughly 1/4 inch. Now, in my opinion, I don't know, somebody may correct me, I could be doing this all wrong, but this is learning. So that's why I'm trying to film literally everything. So what I'm going to do is raise the front about another 1/4 inch, but I do want a little slope on this. That way the water will actually run towards the drain. This is a right-hand drain, so I want it to slope this way a little bit. And this may actually be okay but I'm actually going to go a little more because I really want that bubble inside the line. I don't care if it's touching front to back. I just want it a little bit closer to level. Let's check it back here. See, it's nearly exactly the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise both legs about 1/4 inch, and then I'm going to raise that back corner about another 1/8 inch, and that should get us where I want to be on all corners. So let's do that. So I did my adjustments on my legs. Let's see what we have now. So we are a lot closer. You see that? My bubble's touching my line. If we bring it to perfectly level, we're about halfway there. So let me check the back. Same thing. We're exactly the same as we are the front. So let me check my back. We're still good there. Now, what I'm gonna have to do is adjust that back leg down. You can see I've got quite a bit of movement both ways. So what I'm gonna have to do is adjust that back leg that I couldn't get all the way in. It needs to come out just to touch. You know, we can get it level and just touch the floor with that leg. Let's check our front. Oh man, look at that. That's it. That is perfect. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull the tub back out. I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to tighten the lock nuts down on those feet where they're at. I like the front, I like the back, I like the slope to it. That way my water drains. And I'm going to run that back leg out and get the back perfectly level. That way it's perfectly level side to side. But I think all we're going to have to do is lower it or run that leg out just till it touches the floor, and I think we'll be okay. So let's do that, and then we'll go back and check again and just see how it does. Well, after a little tootling, I think I've got it exactly where I want it. So we're touching the line there. It could stand to go up a hair more, but I'm absolutely okay with it. On this end, we're really good, perfect. Same way with that side. We still have a hair of slope, which is how I want it. Then the back, I messed with it quite a bit, but I've got the bubble inside the line, and I'm happy with that. So, we're level now. Okay, so we've got the tub leveled at this point, and I'm burning up. It is hot. It's like, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's like 90 degrees already. It is hot. So we got the tub leveled. I'm really happy with it. Now, I don't want to cause any issues or, you know, haters about it not being perfectly level. The reason I'm okay with it not being perfectly level is that's a fiberglass tub. I worked in fiberglass for a lot of years, painting motorhomes, and fiberglass is never perfect. You can get it really close, but the legs, I mean, that could be cut from a 3-inch piece of 2x4 and one from a 2 3/4-inch piece of 2x4. So it would be very hard to get it exactly level on all corners. It would be hard. It may be doable, but I'm really happy with where it's at. Now, something I've never had to do, or I guess I've never done, is this tub says it needs a mortar bed. So I'll be doing that to put under it. But I wanted the legs to level it. So now I can take measurements, and I'm gonna build, I saw on YouTube a guy build like a little, it's kind of like a deck under the tub. That way your mortar bed's only like 1 inch or 2 inch. So that way you don't just have like a 4 or 5 inch pile of mortar under your tub on your floor. So I'll be doing that. I'll be building a little, just like a little filler out of some 2x4s and plywood to put under that tub to put the mortar bed on. So we've got the tub level. Now, one thing I want to say before I forget it is, I don't know if you could see it when I had the tub out, is the gas line's gone. For whatever reason, somebody ran that gas line and then they changed it. I think it's because they either added a gas stove. No, that wouldn't be right, because that went to the stove. So it probably was the water heater when it was added. So they ran a new gas line to the water heater and the stove, but just left that old gas line in there. So there was a hole in the side of the house with that gas line, just not connected to anything. I don't know what's wrong with people. So I took the gas line out, and I want to get all this done. That way I know where my wall layout is, and then I can do my dryer vent. And then I'll be able to eliminate that dryer vent that's behind the bathtub. And that'll allow me to set the bathtub completely back against the wall. We're close, but we like about 1/8 of an inch that dryer ducting vent is keeping it from touching. So I don't want to make any measurements off the front of the tub this way, because if you're off 1/8, we may have problems. So anywho's, the tub's leveled. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to measure, well, it don't matter because I got to pull this 2x4 out right here. That was where that old faux wall was, that 2x4. So I'm going to pull it out, and I may go ahead and cut this sheetrock out. I don't think there's any insulation in this ceiling, because where we're at, there is a loft in our house. So the loft is above this bathroom and this bedroom here. So I don't think there will be any insulation falling on my old gourd or anything. But let's see if we can get that done. I'm going to have to get me some water because I'm thirsty. And then we will move on. All right, I'm back. I'm hydrated. I'm ready to work some more. So what I'm doing now, I'm going to take and I'm going to measure out how much of this sheetrock I need to cut out, because I'm going to put one whole piece of waterproof sheetrock on this side of the tub. Our bathtub is right here. You can see our cutout. So I'm going to put a whole piece of waterproof back this way. So what I've got to do, I've got to use my brain a little bit. I've got to measure my tub, my whole width of my tub from the front apron to the back, and it is 32 inches. So what I've got to do, a piece of sheetrock is 48 inches by 96. So what I've got to do is add 48 and 32. That's 80 inches. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give myself a little leeway. So I'm going to do like 80 and like an eighth or something like that, maybe even a little less. So what we've got to do is we've got to come out here. Can you see me? Oh yeah. So we're going to come out here. Whoops. So we're going to come out here. What I'm going to do, come on, man. I'm going to make 2 marks. I'm going to make one. I'll make one at 80 and one at 80 and an eighth. And I'll be the judge of if I want to give myself leeway, if I don't want to give myself leeway, or what we need to do. But the reason I did this way is because I said the bathtub will not get completely against the wall because of that dryer vent. So that's why I measured my bathtub plus the 48 inches for the sheetrock. So let me show you that. All right, here's our tub. Let me show you what I did. Get the old tape measure out here. You'll see our tub is 32 inches to the outside of the apron, because that's where I want my edge of the sheetrock to be, which I'm not going to be able to do all this with two hands. So what I did, I pulled my tape measure out to this stud, which is unfinished, which is where the edge of my tub will be, and I measured 80 inches and 80 and an eighth. And what I will probably do is just split those right in the middle, just so I've got a little playroom. Because an 1/8 of an inch gap on sheetrock, you can fill that in pretty easily. So that's where I'm at this point. This whole mess has to come out, and then we'll go from there. So I'm gonna make my mark and start taking this sheetrock out. You may be wondering, why did this fool cut all that by hand with a utility knife? Honestly, I don't mind cutting it with a utility knife. I can stay more accurate with my straight line I wanted. But also, that guy right there, I don't know if anything is run that way. So you throw a Sawzall or a multi-tool in there cutting, you may get a touch of a shock. You never know. So let's get this sheetrock tore out. Well, I got that tore out. It went really smooth. That's why I try to take my time doing things the way I do. That way it kind of goes a little easier. Whew, got some in my mouth. But I don't know if you can see it in that last part, but we just scored a tool, possibly an old tool. I haven't looked at it. It's just laying here. It actually fell out of the wall. So let's take a look at that and see what we found. Here's the very reason I was talking about what I was saying, like about the Sawzall and the multi-tool. Look at that right there. That is a wire. I don't know if it's hot. Surely some of these are hot running through this wall. If I would have had a Sawzall, I would have cut right through that. May have got electrocuted, may not have, but there you have it. That's why I do things the way I do. I don't know. So let's look at this little guy. Look what fell out of the wall. That is a pretty cool looking old chisel. Popular Mechanics. That's probably just a El Cheapo from like Walmart or something. I mean, that thing's pretty big. I mean, I've got a pretty big hand. Look at that. I don't know anything about chisels, but that one's pretty sharp. But anyway, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, we got a good bit done in the last little while I've been working. Got our sheetrock out. Got our bathtub leveled. I was going to cut out the piece of sheetrock on the ceiling, but I'm not going to be able to do that today. I'm going to have to get things cleaned up, get the tub moved out, get my ladder in there where I can reach the ceiling. So we're going to call it on this video, everybody. I've really been having to take it easy with my back. I've really got some serious issues going on, so I try not to overdo it. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you enjoy this kind of content. I know I jump all over the place, cars, this kind of stuff. I'll probably do weird stuff in the future, but this is just my everyday life, and I hope everybody's enjoying it. Please give me a subscribe if you're liking it. Give me a like, comment on the stuff I do. I do have some comments. So, but anyways, we'll catch y'all in the next one.